You know, I think they saying Jason Tatum can be a possible MVP candidate. I mean, he probably is like one of the top 3 candidates up there. You know, along with Nikola Jokic and then. So let me say Embiid, man, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Look, Embiid. I don't see
what?
it.
Are you crazy?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Because you ain't been seeing nothing. You've been blind.
I don't see it.
You got cataract? Like, what's wrong with you?
I don't see it.
If you're like, oh, it's closed, but you just out here like you don't even see it.
I don't see it. You know why?
Man, stop that.
You know what it is? It's that jaw block. That's what it is. My brain was turning. I was like, what to make him say that?
No,
and that poster, most people come out winners on that poster because Jaw looked like he was coming for somebody's soul.
Well, Joel Embiid needed some front side help. He needed the front line.
He did get some front side help.
Yeah, that's the only reason why he was able to get up on that block.
That wasn't the only reason, though. That wasn't the only reason, though. That was not the only reason, though.
It's the only reason you talking about you don't see it for Joel. Come on, man.
You know why I don't see it? I don't see it because this is the same place they were at last year. This was the same exact place they was at last year. They didn't get no better.
Him?
The team did not get any better.
Harden's better?
You talking about MVP, though. You talking about MVP.
I am. And guess who I'm talking about? I would talk about. No, even when we talk about Jason Tatum, he's number 2. He was previously number 1 in the East. Now he's number 2 in the East right now. You can go back and forth. The other one, Jokic, number 1 in the West. I'm not talking about nobody else. Embiid has been number 3 in the standings for how many years? 3, 4, 5 years.
I thought he was number 2. You talking about team?
The team
standings. Okay. I thought you were talking about MVP race. We going back and forth between the teams.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying like why I'm picking.
In the standings. I got you.
It's a different number 3 though. Like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Celtics are playing better, and Bucks are on a 50 on. So you keeping up in number 3. Trying to get into the number 1 and 2 spot is overcoming these 2 great teams who have stepped their game up and have been playing excellent this season. So it's not like they haven't risen, it's just the other teams have risen too as well. And it's just hard to get into that number 2 and number 1 spot.
I feel like the 76ers have risen, but it also is different in the fact that specter of the Brooklyn Nets is not there anymore. Even when they weren't healthy, they was up there before they were having their injuries. They were the ones that were having that number 2 spot. Not this season, I'm talking about last season.
Yeah.
So the East is shaped too, where a lot of talent, some talent has came in. We have, Spider Mitch came over, but we lost a lot of talent in the East as well. So
yeah,
East is different for many different reasons, but I'll still say the 76ers are a better team this season than they were last. At least how they're playing right now at this moment.
That's fine. They're still the 3rd best team. For multiple years.
They got the 3rd best record, don't mean the 3rd best team.
Okay, 3rd best record. They have the 3rd best record for 3 straight years. When are we going to see the 76ers become number 2, number 1?
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah. I mean,
for MVP, when we talk about MVP, and hold on,
we going back and forth. We talking about Are we talking about MVP? Or are we talking
about Embiid versus Jokic versus Jason Tatum? As far
we're
as
just
MVP
saying, saying he's in the conversation. You said you don't see it.
I don't see it.
We're like, yes, he is in the ladder.
Okay.
It's Jokic, Embiid, and Tatum. That's who's in the conversation.
If we go by the logic of the people, was like, and even then, it's still hard to eliminate Jokic for me. They're like, well, he has to do better than last season. Like Jokic is still just God.
Doing what he's doing.
It's hard, but let's just put him to the side for now. If I had to, it would be hard for me to dismiss Embiid because, like you said, Tatum he's really high, really low, average. He's a little bit all over the place. I like to see some more consistency from him, especially in the playoffs. I feel like he had more high-level consistency in his earlier playoff runs than he has in the last 2. I didn't feel like he had that many games where he disappeared earlier in his playoff career than he has his last 2 seasons for whatever reason.
Maybe I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to piece together his last 3 runs. It's kind of hard to do at the top of my head right now. But if you feel like he's up and down, I mean I get that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But
he's a beast. He's just eating everybody.
Is he?
Getting boards, getting points.
When they got bounced out by
we talking about
the
MVP
Hawks.
or we talking about playoffs? Come on, man.
What you talking about? You're not talking about.
Hopping around.
We talking about MVP. Keep it in that conversation.
Okay, so in MVP, the NBA's most valuable player, I feel there's more value in Jason Tatum, and I feel there's more value in Jokic. I will even go and say Giannis. I will even go and say Luka. I'm not talking about Luka. I'm not talking about.
Why would you say Luka and you wouldn't say Embiid? How would that make any sense? They're in the 5th seed. Going back to your team position.
They are in the 5th seed. They are in the 5th seed, and the value add of Luka versus the value if you take him out, like what he contributes to that team success.
So if you take Embiid, what do you think is going to happen to the Sixers?
They're still gonna win.
Nothing left.
They're still gonna
Come
win.
on, man.
Hold on.
They'll be trash. They'll be trash. We
talk about James Harden. Okay, let's look at the roundup. James Harden is on there. He's a good contributor. Maxey is going to, when he comes back. Oh, you keep talking about all these people who are going to incrementally push him up and up. Tobias Harris supposed to be. He's the 3rd highest paid person on the team. He should be. Who do we have on Dallas outside from Kyrie now? Before Kyrie, who do we say about that on Dallas, the Dallas Mavericks? You say take out Luka. Who's gonna be out here like, oh yeah, if this person steps up, they'll be. Or if Luka has a down day, this person's gonna step up. It's gonna help elevate them, push them over the hump. Who say that? Who?
Hardaway.
All right, that's fine. Let's take that. Hardaway versus Maxey. Hardaway versus Harden.
And Bullock.
Nah, I ain't put Bullock in there.
This is why I said Luka.
But Hardaway before, I think it was before the injury, was starting to elevate to that level. And there's been some regression. Then you had Jalen Brunson. They lost him in free agency. Sure. He's doing phenomenal on the Knicks.
Yeah, I heard most improved player talk right now from Jalen Brunson. So yeah, he's doing all right. I mean, it's New York Knicks, so.
Christian Wood.
And the Knicks are looking good. Christian Wood is another one for the Mavericks, but I don't. I see
all
that team.
Those names.
I see what Kris sees.
Josh Green, Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell is one of them, but
Kris, I'm not doing 1 for 1. You're not gonna suck me into that 1 for 1.
Are we doing this?
You're not gonna suck me into that 1 for 1. I'm not trying to map. If you take away Embiid, that team will be trash.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the conversation.
I agree.
And if you try to tell me Mavs gonna be more trash, I don't care. They both will be trash.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we understand the difference on how much trash it'll be.
But look at the seeded position. One of them have been able to pull their team to 3rd spot, and the other one to the 5th seed. And that 5th seed is a very tentative 5th seed too, by the way.
It is.
Yeah,
it's a very tough conference.
It should be gone, yeah.
But
I'm not even gonna put that on the conference toughness because the 76ers been putting in work. They're beating people on the West too.
I mean, that's fine. I feel you. I'm just okay. That's fine. So y'all, okay. How about this? We can conclude that y'all will put Embiid in the talks. I'm just gonna leave him at the table. I'm just gonna. Can we move on to someone else? Yeah.
But how can you watch him play and say that though? That's the thing.
That's the thing. I don't understand.
Because I've seen everyone get better, or I've seen more. The team, Philadelphia has a better team. Once you get past like the 3 or 4 people, who I would consider Giannis and Jokic and the Tatum. I take those people. Once I get to number 4, let's say number 4 is Embiid, and number 5 is Luka. I'm like, all right, Embiid's been there. Embiid's been doing the same thing. I haven't seen that jump. And on top of that, he has a better team than Luka. Luka's actually been having some spectacular games this season.
Oh, what jump though?
Embiid has though. Embiid
has been having spectacular games too. Like what jump? Yeah. The man is scoring is averaging 33 points a game. What in 10 and about more than 10 rebounds?
Hey man, this is supposed to be about. look.
You gotta score 40 points. You gotta score 40 points a game.
He's so weird, dude. You sound super weird right now, man. Like
Alright.
super weird. Like
What do you want him to do?
oh, he's just been doing that. He's always average 23 and 10. You know, that's his average.
What I want him to do is not be so far away from the number 2 spot. I want this to be. I want this to be so much closer.
Nuggets when Jokic won last year, they were not the number 1.
They were not. You're right.
So what are we talking about?
Is
Jokic does not have
Murray is back.
And Jokic is not, you know what I mean? Jokic is not a jump from last season in the numbers, and it's not a jump before the season before that. He's just putting up crazy numbers year over year. Yeah. Him and Joel Embiid have been putting up similar numbers.
Okay, all right.
Jokic is a little bit nicer with the passing, but in terms of the physicality, Joel's been out there getting the blocks, you know, just eating, like bullying people in the post. Like, they both been doing it, and that's why it's been a neck and neck race between the two big men this past season.
Right.
So I don't even see how, when they've been the ones competing for that spot, you're like, nah, I don't see it for Joel. That's crazy.
I don't know. That's weird.
I mean,
Super weird.
If it wasn't for Joel getting injured, I think the first time Jokic won it, it was trending towards Joel.
Yeah, I would give it to him. Yeah, I would give it to him.
Then you have to have those conversations. The guy who was doing it, if they're doing about the same, give it to the guy who did it more, right?
Yes.
Availability becomes a difference maker, but it's not a lack of talent. It's not a lack of success. That's not what it is.
That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. So y'all saying, in conclusion, y'all want to talk about, y'all want to discuss Embiid.
Of course.
Okay, that's cool.
I feel like you can't not discuss. You have to discuss it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I think. Yeah, that's fine.